Okay, so I'm doing this video because I was just in the kitchen trying to do the dishes and stuff before Dangling the kids got home. And as I was doing the dishes, I just felt this anxious feeling because my mind was just all over the place. I was thinking of a million and one things that I want to do, need to do, and just, like I said, just overthinking and kind of had got zoned out in my thought for a minute. And so I just had this tight feeling, almost like this anxious anxiety feeling. And it this morning I told Daniel, I was like, oh no, was it this morning or last night? Anyway, I told him, I was feeling short of breath. Like I was just feeling just this faint, like just short, really short, tight feeling in my chest. And I'm kind of feeling it now because I'm talking through it. But I just had to share this thought. But when I was it what helps is that I think back to when I was younger. I used to throw up all the time. I don't really know vomit. I don't know a pretty way to say that, but I had a lot of triggers that would cause me to just vomit easily. Whether it just be my weak stomach on seeing something that was nasty, or especially like if I would be crying I cry, so hard, and it just like you kind of get that like gag in you when you like, and and so with that, my mom would always tell me, my mom and my dad, they'd say, "Breathe, Corey, breathe, breathe, Corey," and like I said, they'd have to be telling me this as young as I can remember, and even now I have to remind myself, and I think that's really all it is like I'll get so worked up about something, whether it's good or bad, but my body will react to it. And sometimes my mind will get so focused on, I won't even say one thing because, like I said, it's in a million places at once. And my physical body is trying to do something. Like just then, I was trying to wash the dishes while thinking about a million things. So, in trying to think, overthink, and try to execute a task, I forgot to do something. And what I realized that I've been forgetting to do is breathe. Like, it feels so much better. Breathe. And it's one of them things we we take for granted, the literally take for granted the breath that we have, the opportunities that we have to take a moment and breathe. Like lately I've talked about, needing a moment to breathe a lot with people, that I'm close to, or needing a break and stuff, but that needing a breather is so important. Not only in just the literal sense of just taking a breath, making sure that you're naturally just inhaling and exhaling on a regular, basis. And I know that sounds crazy. It's like, yeah, I'm always breathing, but I really realized why I was getting faint, why I was getting these tight chest pains and shortness of breath while all I was doing was standing there washing the dishes. I'm getting that because I'm literally not thinking about my breathing. And I know we don't normally think, oh, breathe, but my consciousness or my subconsciousness were so overloaded at the moment that my brain wasn't even telling myself to do that. That what we would say is a instinctual function of our bodies. I wasn't doing that. So it's like sometimes you gotta stop. You gotta let go of the thoughts. You gotta let go of the fears. You gotta let go of the worries. You gotta let go of even the excitements. Because sometimes we'll be so caught up in something that's good. We'll be so caught up in, this new project or this new passion that we're just zooming by every other aspect of our life, and then some things may end up getting neglected. It's like, write it down, save it for later, or just take a moment and step back. Like, enjoy where you are. Enjoy this point in your journey. Enjoy the progress that you've made. And if things aren't going well, take a minute to, if you're already at the point where you're like, I can't, I just can't catch a break. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Okay, that's all the more reason to step back. Step back, pause. As they say, literally pause. Yeah, the problem will still be there, and I was just talking with someone about that today. It was like, yeah, we'll put pause on our life, but while we're pausing, there's so much more behind us that's still getting piled up. So when we get back in, it's gonna come. It's gonna come at us. But see, the difference is, it's not the fact that you don't need to pause. It's what you do in that pause or don't do, and it's what you do after. You don't take your pause. You don't catch your breath just to get back in the same thing. Like, I'm not gonna catch the fact that I literally was holding my breath because I was just so consumed in thinking and putting the dishes away that I was literally just sitting there holding my breath. I wasn't breathing, and I felt that for however long it was. It was long enough to where I physically felt the shortness, the tightness of me doing that. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to try to put myself right back in that position after I got out of it and realized that I was in it in the first place. So take your breather, take your pause. But when you come back, when you press play again, change the scene a little bit. You might have to reevaluate the way you're operating, reevaluate the way you're thinking. Don't put yourself back in that overwhelmed state, at least not that quick. Categorize your things out. Hey, what can I focus on this in an hour? Can I focus on this tomorrow? It's like, I was sitting there literally driving myself because I'm trying to focus on a million and one things, as they say. It's not like I was sitting there writing or jotting. It was just brain overload. Okay, I can easily forget that. So why am I doing that to myself? Hey, go write it down, go talk it out. But just to be consumed in that overthinking, just the clutter of your mind, you have to, I have to try to clear that out sometimes so that I breathe. I live. I continue to live, and I continue to breathe. Because if I'm not breathing right now, it will definitely hinder my breathing later on in life if I don't fix it. And that's the thing. I've acknowledged it. I've admitted it. I noticed it. However you want to put it. Now it's time to fix it. Now it's time to correct certain things so that I don't put myself in this position anymore. This doesn't feel good. It's almost scary to be, you know, under 30 and feel like I'm having these chest pains and shortness of breath that, like I said, I'm not even overexerting myself physically. So why is that? Yeah, maybe I need to get my cardio up, do this, don't do that. But the fact of the matter came down to the point that I was pretty much conflicting that upon myself because I didn't even realize I was standing there the whole time holding my breath. Got so consumed in thought in anxiety, in excitement, worry, whatever the emotion was. I got so consumed in it that I allowed myself to neglect a critical part of who I am, of how this being operates. My breathing, my heart, my chest, you know, all of it. You have to take a moment and breathe. I needed to breathe just then. Simple. Just do it. And you be conscious of the fact that you're doing it, that you need to do it. You can do it while you're talking. Well, not so much while you're talking, but you can do it while you're listening to others talk. You can do it in between talking. You don't have to talk so fast and so long. Take a pause, just like that, and then get back into what you were saying. Get back into what you were doing. Take that moment.